Hello and welcome to the corner. I'm the Frosted Glass, and I'm joined by my fellow Alabaster Savages. I like boobs.
I would just like to correct Devil Fruit Zero. This is, in fact, worse than doing your taxes.
But much more entertaining. And filling in for Moonshock, we have Tyr Alexander,
What up, everybody?
Terry Diamantis,
Hello.
and this week's special guest, Scribe.
Hello.
We were just talking about it. I am so proud that I got you to make a Medium account.
So good, yeah. I'm very glad to have done so for that one instance on a stream, just to make sure I had the whole story.
Scribe, if you want to murder him, I don't see nothing.
Scribe is having a moment of what the kids call post-nut clarity.
Well, I think in honor of the recently deceased, pregnant Goku should be one of the medium articles that we read.
Ew.
But what do you say we get to our first article?
Do we have to?
Yes.
And man, I only wish I had time to prepare for Scribe being on. Anyway, our first article: humanity doesn't need to go to the moon again.
Well, in some ways, I already agree with that because we'll probably screw that up too.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, there is no limit to what humanity can screw up.
Oh, I know.
There is a limit.
While life on Earth perishes, distraction maneuvers are carried out around an empty goal from a country that has long ceased to charm us.
Yeah, I don't like New Zealand either.
Artemis 1, the rocket that will put man on the moon again, will do so in conditions strangely identical to 1969. This
You
phrase
mean
made...
like us going to the moon?
Yeah.
Strangely identical. Yeah, somehow the distance is exactly the same. The challenges are exactly the same. Wow.
Scribe, what do you mean? This is not going to be the same. We're going to go there in style.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying there's something fucky going on, just, this phrase may immediately arouse enormous suspicion due to the great difference between the dates. However, if there is one thing that continues to prevail in human society, it is a huge disparity of realities on the same planet.
You know,
And
it's
that-
kind of funny because whenever you talk about scientific achievement in front of a certain group of people, they just like, yeah, but what about all the stuff on Earth? Guess what? If you worried about other things all the time, if every time you brought up a problem, you brought up something else that was also a problem that was totally unrelated, you would never accomplish anything. Like, not even basic tasks, because every time you tried to face, like, getting up in the morning, you're like, yeah, but what about global warming? And you never get anything done.
But what about global warming, boobs? Come on now. Existential crisis.
You actually have to, do things in order to achieve things, believe it or not.
This is just
No, I
the
just have
first
to make a
step.
TikTok video and get a sponsor.
No, this is just the first step to lunar warming.
Hmm.
And now,
Oh, Lord Jesus.
And now, more than ever, it is easy to question the viability of such a project, while the world is collapsing environmentally, socially, and economically. As if living in a parallel reality, NASA is already on another planet, having its head in space with all the euphoria generated around this mission. What and who is this really for?
Wait, but let me guess. It's going to be for white people, right? I just sense that's what she's going to say, or this article.
Capitalist colonialists.
It's for the mice who eat the green cheese. We've run out and we need to go get more.
Moon colonists or colonialists?
I have a question for Scribe. So, did you start regretting your decision before or after the show started?
Which decision?
To be honest.
To be on.
Oh, I regretted it as soon as Frosted Glass asked me.
Too late. You signed the contract, bitch. Yep.
I was like, I I can't ethically say no since he only invites me like once a year, and that's probably more than I need. But yeah.
So Frosted, I'm the only one you have blackmail information on.
I'm glad to know the coroner's Scribe's pity fuck.
I only tell the truth.
No, it's fine.
Wow.
One can think of 1969 as a beautiful time when man finally landed on his natural satellite. How beautiful and what a great achievement. But when we stop here at this first sight, neglecting how, at the same time, that period was facing such serious problems worldwide. The American war in Vietnam, the deaths generated by it, the pain of a generation dragged through the draft lottery, the discrediting of governance, and the racism so persistent in American social relations that was so much being violently contested, and of course the general discounted of an American generation that sought so much to be free of a war that was not theirs to fight.
So wait, the only time to go to the moon is when everything is perfect in the world?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, perfect.
okay. I just want to make sure I understood what the complaint was here.
Hey, Scribe, go ahead.
Once we have world peace, then we can start working on technology.
Right.
Damn it, you beat me to it.
Scribe, I got a small question. I've been meaning to ask you. How did you go to the moon? I mean, like, did you go on the rocket, or were you already there?
No, I just kind of mentally projected myself onto here through the magic of a time-traveling monkey.
Yeah, that was my next guess.
Yeah.
Wait, he can travel through time? I thought he just fell downstairs.
No, not that monkey. This is a different monkey.
They're time stairs.
Yeah. See, I started a movie called Moon Poon, and then I was just on the moon, and then I just never left.
You have multiple monkeys? Only have one
Well, there was
monkey.
that one time traveling monkey.
Oh.
Yeah,
He's
falls down
lost
the stairs.
somewhere. Yeah, he's
falls
lost
down the
somewhere in
stairs
time
to-
now.
Falls down the stairs to go back in time and falls up to go forward.
There you go.
Whatever
and
you need
here-
to tell yourself.
And here in my world called Portugal, I think
Oh,
Portugal's
you're
a country.
Portuguese.
Back then, we were still living under fascism, being therefore closed to the world, in a place where television was for the rich, and where the majority of the population lived in hunger, extreme poverty, and where literacy rates were the highest in Europe. In the 1970s, 1 in 4 Portuguese didn't know how to read.
Yeah, well, and America was sending people to the moon, so I guess Portugal sucked, huh?
But there were people in the world who couldn't read, so we shouldn't have gone to the moon.
Oh, okay. What? Oh, I said we should spend money on Portugal instead of going to the moon. I take it.
Yeah. I mean,
Wait,
which
wait,
do you
wait.
want? A flag on the moon or a Portuguese kid who can read?
Flag on the
Wait,
moon.
why are we teaching Portuguese children how to read when there's still cancer in the world? We should solve cancer and then worry about the children being able to read because
Well,
cancers
thankfully, Joe Biden solved cancer last night.
He
Yeah.
did. He did.
Oh,
He saw.
No, he cured cancer a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know what Moonshock's worried about.
No.
He can't afford the cancer medicine. That's what that is. You know, Joe Biden made cured it, but he ain't letting him get it for free.
And here, too, we were facing a colonial war with Angola, Mozambique, and Guinea-Bissau.
Who
We
cares?
found-
They're not America.
That's a you problem. What's it got to do with us?
Yeah.
We found ourselves dealing with the death of a whole generation of young people whose lives were either limited or destroyed by the traumas of war, both here and there. In the
So
beautiful
the author is literally saying throttle humanity's achievements until we have world peace.
Yes.
So in other words, we're not going to do shit until we have world peace. Well, I guess we're going back to caves.
Yeah. In the beautiful African continent that we so much destroyed.
Oh God.
All this was happening on the same planet, while on that summer's day, Neil Armstrong landed on the moon, talking of giant leaps for humanity, while the other humanity was on Earth killing itself. Or running over
No,
each
no,
other.
Giant leap for mankind, not human. What? Never mind.
You know, there's only one mankind. There's not that mankind over there. You know, the shitty mankind, and then the cool mankind.
I think mankind's retired, isn't he? He doesn't wrestle anymore.
He doesn't, you know. But you
No,
act like
there's mankind, and then there's the Portuguese. Everybody knows this.
But
There's Dude Love and Cactus Jack, right?
exactly. But this author acts like, you know, it wasn't a marvel and an achievement. We put ourselves on the closest celestial body to us, and it was a technological marvel. It was the culmination of so many different sciences, so many different disciplines, so many different, you know, nations working together and apart, you know, to do that. To downplay it as, oh shit, we gotta solve world peace, when that was a big step to bringing some sort of stability and peace, because it proved that we could work together.
I like the conspiracy theory that they hired Stanley Kubrick to fake the moon landing, but he was such a perfectionist he insisted on shooting on location.
Yes, I like that theory too.
Yeah. But then the moon landing video would have no good plot, so.
That's why Tarantino did the remake years later.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
Even worse.
Why are there so many more shots of feet in this moon landing?
Why is he making several dust prints, and why is he barefoot on the moon? What the fuck is going on?
While the other humanity was on Earth killing itself, or running over each other in wars dictated by ideologies of hate, and a world which was moving forward at different paces. And speaking of Angola, who was speaking of Angola? Which is now
literally
going...
nobody.
I want to start a conversation that way.
You couldn't find Angola on a map. You don't know where it is.
Angola Arriaga. Which is now going through historic elections. I was stunned to find that most of my students, who are American, asked themselves what Angola was every time I mentioned this word.
Yeah, because we don't give a fuck about not America.
Can I just say, if you can't find the country you supposedly give a shit about on a map, then you don't actually give a shit about it.
Exactly.
Angola is like the Waldo of the world map.
No, Papua New Guinea is where's Waldo's world map.
I don't even know what fucking continent Angola is on. I think it's in Africa. I don't know.
I do believe it's in Asia.
I think it's Africa, but I suck at geography. As a Portuguese, and since we colonized Angola, all that it entails, it was with great amazement that I saw that even the most educated of them thought that I was referring either to a street or a town, perhaps in Portugal.
Holy shit.
These are your students, right? You're saying these are his students?
My kids are stupid, therefore we shouldn't go to the moon.
Braniel just looked up Angola on a map. Did you know how fucking big Angola is?
Rhode Island.
It is fucking huge. It is massive.
Yes. Damn. It's not America.
It is impossible to miss it. It's big.
Is it one of those places that's like 99% rainforest or something?
Probably yes.
That's... Okay, they had never heard of the country. It was a big question mark in their minds, revealing very well the enormous ignorance of most Western society concerning Africa. More astonishment I found when I was told that Luanda, the country's capital, was one of the most expensive cities in the world. Okay, I feel like we're getting a lot of non sequiturs here.
Yeah.
It's a Medium article.
What does this have to do with anything? Are you basically going to tell us all of the world's most obscure problems?
All right, well, here's what we're all thinking. But what does all this have to do with NASA's Artemis 1?
Wow, finally! How many paragraphs are we in, Frosted?
Think of this. We are in 2022. As some say, As some
We
say, the age of extinction, with the planet collapsing, droughts everywhere, and floods that have already killed more than 1,000 people in Pakistan. Who brought up Pakistan?
Wait, are we having a geography lesson here? Like, it's just every fucking where. Like, here, we'll deal with this problem here first, then we'll deal with that problem over there, and then we'll somehow circle back to NASA.
She's like sneak attacking us with countries. All of which reveal the enormous imbalance that our planet is suffering. So, like in
Who gives a damn? It was an achievement that they went to the moon, and them going back to the moon is another achievement. If they can literally set up some sort of little colony there, it'd be fucking amazing.
I mean, if we brought the Pakistanis to the moon, they won't get flooded there.
We can have moon packies.
Oh,
Sure.
What?
Uh,
That's what we'll call them, moon packies.
So, like in 1969, NASA is living again in a parallel reality, in an attempt for who knows what reason, to explore that which is far away, only at this moment for perhaps an enormous scientific ego. At the same time, we do not even really know our planet or its inhabitants. So many don't even know.
Who gives a damn?
Oh, here we go.
okay.
again.
So we need to practice intergalactic isolationism until everything's perfect on Earth. Okay.
And we need to
we
learn where
basically-
countries are.
We basically need to be omnipotent. Once humanity is omnipotent, then it's allowed to start doing interesting things.
So, in other words, we'll still be living in fucking caves until the heat death of the universe. Got it.
So many don't even know where Angola, Lesotho, Swaziland, or any other African or Asian country is. Which in
I
this,
don't care.
No. They're in Africa and Asia. I know exactly where African countries are. They're in Africa.
which in this,
I got
which-
to worry about the country that I live in first. I don't give two shits. Honestly, until my country is safe and perfect, I don't care about everyone else's problem. And if my countrymen want to go to the moon, fuck, let's do it. Send a bunch of them up there.
I'm only 95% sure she didn't make up Swaziland.
Does
No,
Angola have a
that's
space program that we need to be worrying about?
I'm pretty sure Angola is a bunch of tribal clickers. So
No. It's that Jew that you hang out with on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Angela's civilized. I don't think she does have a space program. I gotta ask her.
Well, then how'd she get the Death Star David up there?
Mm-hmm.
No, that was built by the Israelis, but she's Jewish, so she gets to use it.
Yeah.
Evolved Potato is thinking about Lesotho. I know where Lesotho is. It's right next to Morotho.
Oh.
Well, there's a restaurant in my city called Lesotho, so I know what that is too.
Oh, you just doxed yourself.
Give two fucks. Find me. I'm in the hood.
Or any other African or Asian country is, which in this power game of the capitalist world, those lands seem irrelevant.
They are.
They are.
I mean, what have they done for any of us? Unlike the moon, which is far away, but which we can see with our own eyes, these countries are far from our sight, and it seems that because of this, they are far from our hearts, as we say in Portugal. Beyond the age of extinction, we are even more living in the age of stupidity. While scientific...
Why do they keep talking about a Transformers sequel?
It was a shitty one too.
I mean...
Shitty one, two. They're all. Never mind.
Yeah, they're Transformers movies. None of them were Oscar bait. Yeah. Beyond the age.
And best actor goes to Optimus Prime.
While scientific efforts are made to leave the planet, few are made to find real solutions to solve our right to life.
Oh my God.
We are increasingly living.
Wait a minute. So one of the issues that wars and shit start is lack of resources. You know where there's a lot of fucking resources that we have yet to tap into? Outer space. We can
Space!
literally, yes. Like there's a shit ton of resources. Now, if everybody had, say, resources in abundance, they wouldn't need to fight because, dude, I got all the shit I need. Why get pissy about it? So us going to space may actually benefit those people.
So people would still fight even if we had infinite resources. People.
I
just
know,
fight.
but it would be one less reason to fight.
Sure, but you're never going to get human hostilities to zero, no matter how much
Oh, no.
abundance.
No, we need space wars. I mean, moon battle.
war- Okay, listen. If humanity does eventually end up in space, war will not go away, but it will be infinitely more fun.
Yes, it will be. We will have Gundams, goddammit, and dropping colonies on people.
If we don't have real lightsabers in the next 50 years, I'll be pissed.
I would be too.
We are increasingly living inside the movie Don't Look Up, and this is a terrifying thought. We should forget to look up for a while and start looking more to is around us, to what exists inside this beautiful planet that so far is the only one we know with life. We are unique creatures, exceptional and very unlikely to exist in this infinite that we call the universe. It remains for us to realize that perhaps evolution would not involve leaving our home, but managing to live on a planet that we neglect, as if it were guaranteed forever, and which is our one true home.
Right.
I do think that in 50 years' time we will have lightsabers, but Disney will have tarnished the brand of Star Wars so much that no one will want them.
This author is stupid. Well, most meme authors are, but this one is particularly stupid.
Well, if that doesn't
don't do anything. Don't enhance human understanding or science or pursue anything else. If I'm upset and I'm unhappy, if these countries can't advance to the point where they have their own space programs, nobody should have a space program.
All right, so if we're doing equality of space program, we'll be stuck forever because Ethiopia will never have a space program.
Not with that attitude.
Until we've cured hunger and disease and death itself, we should not have a space program.
If anyone asks you for anything, tell them to point out Angola on a map, and if they can't, don't give it to them.
There you go.
This author would see like a bucket of crabs, seeing the crabs pull each other down, and say that's perfect equality.
Yes, because none of them will fucking escape. Yes, we all gotta sit there and stew and suffer. Like these people are literally crabs in a bucket. Perfect analogy.
And this is an article from like 2 years ago now.
August of 2022. So,
yeah.
So still perfectly relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, Scribe. You don't have to worry about people coming to your house and beating down your door.
Oh, they're already here. They sent their little machines, and I have to deal with them in my backyard. At least Dogcat Fox knocked them over a little bit.
Oh, well, then you're fucked. Because once you see those little machines, that means they're coming.
When I find an article that's perfect for a particular guest, I hold on to that shit.
For 2 years. Oh, jeez.
Scribe, he wants to make us all suffer.
Yeah.
All right. And with the end of the first article comes our first game. And that is Sad Lib's Double Prompt Edition. Where I take 4 headlines from Medium, take out 2 words, and you guys have to fill in those words Mad Lib style, and then the chat will vote on which one is best. All right. So, Jack, I need a transitive verb.
Fuck is too general purpose. How about slap?
All right. Let's see. Tier, I need an adjective.
Aggressively?
That's an adverb.
All right.
I mean, you could just do aggressive.
Aggressive, okay. Look, I haven't watched Schoolhouse Rock in a hot minute. I'm missing my adverbs here, okay?
Terry, I need a person.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Let's see. Scribe, I need a person possessive.
A person possessive. Mark Twain's.
All right. And let's see. Terry, give me a living thing.
Since Scribe is here, dog, cat, fox.
There you go.
And Scribe, give me a comparative adjective.
A comparative adjective?
Yeah, like
Perhaps you should provide an
bigger,
example.
faster, stronger.
Yeah. Girthier.
All right. Let's see. So, Jack, I need an adjective.
Sticky.
It had to come out eventually. Jack only knows 2 adjectives, Scribe.
Yep.
Hey, I haven't used sticky before.
Yeah.
Yes, that's one of the two you know.
What? No, I haven't used sticky before.
I'm pretty sure you have. All right, and Tier, I need a profession.
Architect.
Okay. So let's see. Jax is... My dark passenger wanted me to slap a dog cat fox to death.
Ooh,
Jesus.
Damn it, T.
look. Dogcat Fox had it coming.
Alright,
Jesus.
and Tears. Are you an aggressive woman struggling to get pregnant? Try a girthier partner.
There you go.
Oh, that actually works really well.
Yeah.
Alright. Terry's. Jesus Christ spent a weekend in the nude in a cabin in the woods with 2 sticky men. Alright. And Scribes. How Mark Twain's gay husband with dementia/Alzheimer's became a brilliant architect.
Oh,
Alright.
I didn't know this. Samuel Clemens was on the other side of the fence.
Alright, so give me a sec to start a poll, so check and vote on which one is best.
There seems to be a lot of support in chat for the naked Jesus making men sticky.
Yeah, I don't know which proverb that was.
It was in Leviticus.
Let's see. Looks like the chat's going with Terry so far.
And no, I agree with Volt Potato that Tears is also really good.
Yeah, I like tears.
I don't know. Slap a dog cat fox to death. That's kind of funny.
Also, we inadvertently did a stereotype with Tier. At least Tier's in second.
Yeah. And also, we got 45 viewers, but only 18 likes.
You know my rule. You know my
How
rule. I
dare
don't
you.
like it until after the second game.
You're not allowed to play the second game.
Oh,
Or
right.
vote.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, fine. I'll like now.
That's right. I forgot to like this stream. How could I have forgotten? How could I have made such a critical error as to not like this stream?
Oh, and Moon's in chat. Hey, Moon.
Moon, you faggot! Why aren't you here?
Hey! Don't you talk about Mooney like that.
He's our fan.
Hi, Mooney.
So,
All right.
yes, we have Moonshock instead.
You know, right? That is a better name. I'll change that one. Yeah, I like that one.
All right. I think I'll end it there. So it looks like Terry wins this week.
Woo.
Congrats, Terry. You cheated.
It's just my white privilege. That's why you didn't win, Tier.
That's what it is.
All right. And the fact that we have Scribe and Tier together makes the next article much better.
Oh God. Why am I afraid?
Because we need a black guy and an English major for our next
Uh-oh.
article.
Oh dear.
African
Oh,
American
Lord.
vernacular English is rule-bound, complex, and legitimate.
Oh God, Jesus Christ! I fucking hate you.
So
Frosted.
Ebonics is fancy, is what they're saying.
It's
Yeah,
a
Trying to
legit
be
language.
legit, yo.
I remember the last time I heard one jive turkey correct the language of another jive turkey.
Yeah.
Cut me some slack, Jack.
Look, slang be legit, yo. Dog, person. What
Moon
up?
says that Sun says hello. So, hi, Sun.
Hi, son.
Hi, son. Hi, Moon.
Hi, son.
I'll give Moon a hello.
And
Don't give Moon a hello.
Moon deserves a hello too.
and
No,
for
it
everyone
doesn't.
and for everyone watching, Moon's GoFundMe for his cancer treatment is pinned in the chat. So, donate to that, or Moon will hunt you down.
He can't. He only had one nipple. He can't do shit.
He won't.
Yeah,
hunt
everyone
quickly.
offers like. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'll be kind to." What if I was like, "I will curse you out if you do that," and then everyone would do it because everyone would want to get cursed out because it'd be funny.
That's how a language became so misunderstood, and what sets it apart from other forms of speech.
Oh God.
By Ally Bush.
The fuck.
I'm
African.
assuming that's Allie. I think that's meant to be Allie.
No, that's Ally Bush.
Well, if it's Allie, she spelt her name wrong. So,
Well, she is black.
is she?
I assume so. If she's still telling us about how great black English is.
It's Cory Bush's little sister.
African American vernacular English isn't a dialect, slang, or a bad form of English. It's a
Well, it's
language.
a terrible form of English.
It really is.
One that's often overlooked and judged negatively for its association with standard English, and to those who speak it. But it shouldn't be. AAVE is a language as valid and complex as any other.
No, it's not. No, it really isn't.
If we think about African American history in this country, it's easy to see how a group of people can develop their own language.
What we know as Ebonics was more or less developed by poor white Southerners.
It really was.
Yeah. I mean, if this is a
found...
if this is a language, then Larry the Cable Guy speaks his own language.
Yeah.
For centuries, white people enslaved African Americans and denied them access to education and literacy lessons, forcing them to learn how to communicate with each other all on their own. Many of them turned to song, singing ballads such as Go Down Moses and Certainly Lord, while toiling in the fields.
That sounds like lines from a porno. That doesn't sound like songs.
So in other words, a bunch of moon crickets did moon cricket things.
Go down, Moses. Certainly, Lord.
Even after their freedom came with the passing of the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863. It took 2 years for the news to reach slaves in Galveston, Texas, that they were free. Jim Crow laws forced white and black people apart, dividing their cultures and further dividing their means of communication. When you're forced to the edges of society, barred from entering places where decisions are made, of course you're going to develop a language to communicate with your people.
No, that's not how any of this works. And I just found her picture and I posted it in chat. She's a cutie.
So how much respect am I going to lose for teeth tasting women?
Oh, God, Jesus Christ.
That's not coming up for me.
It's not?
I'm surprised she's white.
She's not a bad looker.
She's not bad. She's got a bit of a forehead on her, but otherwise she's okay.
I can survive the 5 head.
Throughout history, white people have oppressed, discriminated against, and looked down upon African Americans. It's no wonder their language too is considered sloppy, slang, and ghetto, especially because it's a dialect that aligns so close to what we consider standard English.
Wait. Wasn't she saying it's not a dialect earlier in the article?
Yes, she just was.
You sound awfully racist, Terry.
Oh, yeah, but that's just me.
That's just how he naturally sounds.
I'm white. I'm automatically racist.
Okay, so basically what I'm getting from this is a total non-language expert is going to instruct us on the basis of a language.
Yeah.
Well, what's the point? If the point is, people have been racist in the past, like, yes. Oh, language is a divider amongst people and slang and things like, yeah, you ever try to talk to somebody in the Appalachians?
Well,
yeah, it's more a signifier of class and education than it is of race.
Well, not even that. I'm pretty sure there are parts. I'll take my own state for example, where I could say something in one part and it means one thing, and go to another part and it'll mean something completely different. It is contextual to region, if you will. You know,
like say fanny pack here, then go to the UK and say fanny pack and see what kind of reaction you get.
A friend of mine, a coworker of mine, went to Israel and was looking for chicken breast. So he said the words chicken chest. And he was like, what do you mean? Like, they don't call it that there. It's a colloquialism strictly in America.
I think one of the best examples is the word thong. You and I, like all of you Americans and I, have very different ideas about what a thong is because they're different articles of clothing.
Why? What are they elsewhere?
Well, in Australia...
Flip-flops.
What you would refer to as flip-flops, we refer to as thongs. And what you refer to as thongs, I guess we'd just call like a G-string or some sort of... something like that.
Shit, a biscuit. To us, a biscuit is a fluffy dinner pastry. You know, dinner bread. And to you, a biscuit would be a cookie.
Oh,
you know?
What does the G and G string mean anyway?
Grafenberg.
Gash.
It's what note it plays when you pluck it.
But as David Shariat Madari says in Don't Believe a Word, The Surprising Truth About Language, AAVE is a dialect no less complex or expressive than more prestigious forms of language. It is rule-bound and systematic.
No, it's not.
In fact, AAVE possesses at least one fine grammatical distinction which standard English completely lacks.
No, it does not.
Now we're going to see what it has that we don't have.
All
right. The remote present perfect tense. Grab your pencils and a piece of paper because we're going back to grammar school. In AAVE, there exists a remote present perfect tense, meaning there is an additional verb form that doesn't exist in standard English. Someone speaking AAVE might say something like, she been married. Standard English speakers may translate that to, she has been married, assuming the AAVE speaker omitted the has, but that's not the case. In fact, AAVE speakers often use this remote present perfect tense to refer to an ongoing or habitual language.
No, that is not the meaning of the words she been married. She been married is just saying she is married.
Also she has been married also has that same meaning.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's literally just saying she is married. Now, if I say she was married, then it wouldn't she been married. This is English does not slang is not a fucking dialect. It is a shortened form of localized agreed upon terms. Like we said, with biscuits and cookies. You know, in Britain, if I were to go to Britain and say cookies, they look at me fucking stupid.
I would like to quote Saint Samuel of Jackson, English motherfucker, do you speak it?
I don't think she does. And I'm going. I'm not an English major, so Scribe, if I'm stepping on your toes here, please tell me to
Oh
get
no,
off.
I'm an English major, not a cunning linguist.
But again, this is fucking stupid. And to say that African American vernacular English is a fucking dialect is an insult to those that speak English. No, it is not. It is lazy motherfuckers being lazy motherfuckers. And I'm not gonna lie and say I don't. I use words like yo fam. I use that all the time. But it gets my point across without me going to hello family. Yo fam.
That's I lost my place.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Well, there was a during the course of my college years, I did have to take one linguistics class as part of a prerequisite or something, and I wish I could remember all the details of it, but they started talking about the origination of language, and the big example they gave was there was a I think it was a deaf school in, I want to say it was something like Guatemala or Nicaragua or something. And this is back in the either 70s or 80s. And so it was a deaf school, but I forget the circumstances, but this one group of deaf kids, they weren't taught sign language. They were just kind of like put into the special school, and they weren't really given any way to communicate with each other. And so they ended up just by necessity having to create a way of communicating with each other using their hands and everything, but it was an American Sign Language. And they basically they made their own sort of like sign language pidgin that started to take on a whole extra complexity of its own, and in order for them to be able to communicate with each other. And so they talked about how there's languages can be generated out of whole cloth, let's say, but they inevitably form into very strict rules and structure that make it unique from other languages with its own grammar and everything else. And so, yeah, it's not a collection of colloquialisms. It's got its own thing. And so, Ebonics or whatever you want to call it, yeah, it's vernacular, it's slang. You might be able to get away with calling it a dialect, but it's going to be regional at best. It's not its own language. That's the big separator there.
Yeah. But there's still more evidence to come, Scribe. I'm sure.
Pardon me.
I'm sure your mind will be changed.
Yeah, sure.
She wasn't just married in the past. She is married and has been for some considerable time.
So they just admitted that she being married means the same as she has been married.
Stop it, Terry. This applies to phrases like "he be singing" too. This doesn't mean he is singing. This doesn't mean he's singing right now. It means he sings habitually, professionally, or as a hobby.
No, that does not. That is not what that means. That is literally saying he is singing. He is doing something right now. He be singing.
No, we have no way of communicating that. It would be like explaining a color to a blind person.
Look, between the white author and the black tier, who do you think knows more about how black people speak? I'm going to go with the white chick.
Yeah.
Clearly, you're
guess
right.
what? There is a way to say that a person sings in general without using the word be. You can just say he sings.
Whoa.
Yes.
You're blowing my mind.
I have no idea what you're saying, Jack. This is all gibberish to me.
Can you say
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Can you say it again in AAVE for me?
He be singing, nigga.
Yeah, now I understand.
I understand it now.
Yeah. Let's see. Standard English doesn't have a simple and direct translation of this tense. If a standard English speaker wanted to express that a person sings habitually, she may say, he sings often, which lacks the verb form that AVE has and leaves some question as to how often and whether or not he's been doing it for a long while.
No.
It sounds like she's disagreeing with you, Jack.
No. So again, slang is designed to shorten language. We try to make certain concepts simpler. It's just what it is. We're people are fucking lazy. You know, I use the term naked name. You know what a naked name is, Frothed?
No.
You did. You do. You have one. You're Frosted, right? That's your nickname. That's your naked name. Eventually, it started off as a naked name, and it became a NECA name, and then it became a nickname. People got lazy, so it got shortened and split together, and then it became something else. Nickname.
And Tyr Alexander is your nickname.
My nickname.
Angela's in chat. We were looking for you on a map earlier, Angela.
We were trying to find a Jugo.
Yeah.
This author is a fucking idiot. To say slang, AVE, African American vernacular English is a dumbass term anyway. It's just slang that everyone uses. Common terms that we all agree that means something. The word yo. We all know what it means.
Similarly,
It means half of a yo-yo, exactly.
Similarly, when AAVE speakers add be ahead of a present participle verb, walking, talking, etc., it's often confusing to standard English speakers. They assume that when an AAVE speaker says, she be talking, it translates to she is talking. That's not the case.
That is what it's supposed to mean. That is literally what it means.
That is what it means. Yeah. What's it really mean?
The be plus present participle rule is called the habitual aspect, meaning that the action is performed as a rule, not necessarily right now. She be talking would mean that she talks, generally, and a lot.
No, that's not what any of this means.
I'll have you know, she speaks jive, so you need to listen to her.
Yeah, we are helping you be blacker, Tyr.
Oh, my bad. She's the black rax. She speaks for the blacks.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like the author is saying that the insertion of the word be is somehow some sort of linguistic rule that is different from saying she talks.
Or she likes to talk.
What the author is describing is she talks.
Yes.
And they put a be in there. She be talking, and that somehow makes it different.
And
Not
also,
just different, better.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't be an English word?
No. Be is a slang word that means.
So the difference in AAVE depends upon another English word.
Again,
What's the E in AAVE?
that's Ethiopian.
Okay.
It's the double negative. I ain't never seen nothing like it. I ain't no fool. Don't nobody know where she is. To a
The
standard,
double negative has existed in English for so fucking long.
to a standard
Kind of
English,
like irregardless.
It's
No,
not.
Jack, this is something only black people know.
yeah.
The only reason you're calling for it is because whenever people use double negatives in English, it's usually considered like a mild grammatical faux pas.
It's a different language.
No, it's not a different language. This.
Do you know how I know it's not a new thing? Because everyone's already heard of a fucking double negative.
No, the
It's
blacks
brand new. We
created
never
it.
heard of it. Yep, the blacks created it. I'm claiming it.
Yeah.
Don't be using the double negative. Don't you say words like irregardless.
To a standard English speaker, all these phrases may sound grammatically incorrect, though you can figure out their meaning quite easily. But these are just
it's funny because their meaning is actually the opposite of what's intended. If you're saying I ain't no fool, you're saying that you are a fool.
And also,
I mean, if you're speaking white English, maybe.
True.
Also, I would like to point out the author just said that we can understand it very easily. If it's a different language, how can we understand it so easily?
Yeah. I mean, like
Gunsky.
like
Stop using your brain.
like the Rosetta Stone thing for AAVE would take about like 5 minutes. It's, but these are just examples of how AAVE employs a double negative in its grammar. When a language has double negatives within its sentence structures, it's a common linguistic strategy called negative concord, which is an evil form of a supersonic airplane.
It sounds like making up excuses for just bad English.
That's how it is. It does sound like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In the same way that French speakers ensure their nouns, pronouns, and adjectives all agree in gender, AAVE speakers ensure their negatives are also all in agreement.
No, it's not. That is not. It is laziness. It is. We strung together words that sound correct together, and my grandmother talks like this, so I'm going to talk like this, or my mother taught like this, and eventually it became the common parlance, if you will. It is not fucking proper English.
No, it's I ain't no fool, and if I went up and said I'm not a fool to a black person, he would have no idea what I'm saying.
Well, what did you just say to me, Frosted? I got the first half of that. You ain't no fool. Perfect sense.
Don't worry about it. I was speaking white.
Okay, all right. Whew.
Plenty of other languages do this too. Take Italian, for example. If you were to say in Italian, there is no one there, that would translate to Italian language. Translated back into standard English, that's literally not is no one there.
Well, that's because there probably is no one-to-one when it's all right. So when you're translating certain languages, you have to account for like a whole shit ton of things you don't have to account for in English. Like when you said there's no one there, that I don't speak Italian, so I can't give you a proper one-to-one for that. So I'm just going to assume that's correct. I'm pretty sure in that little phrase there is more terms being communicated. Like German. German had these really long words for short shit. You know, you want to say like a basic cookie, and it's like 25 characters. I don't know why. It's the fucking way they speak. But if you were to translate directly one-to-one English, it would have so much. It's a baked cinnamon cake thing with frosted on it. It's the one-to-one. But I just said a gingerbread cookie.
Well, what they should do in the article now is to say, okay, here's a statement in English. I'm going to translate it over to Ebonics, and then I'm going to translate it back to English. I mean, Italian is a completely separate language with a different grammar, a different set of alphabet words and everything else. Not a different alphabet, but I mean, a different set of words and nouns and all that other thing. And this is the example they're using. They're taking Italian, a decidedly different language.
Perry Bay, you know what I meant. Shut up.
So the only reasonable thing to do now is to do a similar experiment between English and this quote unquote separate language that you're saying it is, and show us how the compare and contrast.
And difference I noticed between the AAVE and Italian differences. Say don't nobody know where she is compared to non se nessuno. One of them doesn't have English words in it.
Yes.
Yeah, I can mostly understand one of them. I cannot understand the other one.
So you can speak Italian. Interesting.
If your language is made up
That's
exclusively of words from another language, I don't think you have a language. All right. Omitting the copula. In language, the copula refers to the grammatical form of the verb to be. It shows up as
put
be.
your copula away.
Stop playing with your copula.
Did you know Nicolas Cage is actually a copula?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It shows up as be, been, being, am, are, is, was, were. In standard English, we may hear it said in sentences such as, I am working, or that kid is running. But in AAVE, speakers often omit the copula from speech. They may say, I working, or that kid running.
Wait a minute, hold on. Now, say that I working. That is fucking gibberish. I know what it's supposed to be mean, but are you working? Were you working? Was you working? That does not mean shit. And
See, if I heard I working, I would just assume that means I am working, and they just left out a word.
Maybe they meant something different, like I be working.
Oh, well, that would be totally different.
so you habitually work, okay? But
As-
no, this is such fuck. We this is done to ensure. Oh, you don't have to speak proper English. You can have your own little side language, and we just have to, absorb it and accept it instead of bettering yourself and learning to speak proper English. Yes, I'm not going to lie and say I speak proper English, but I can string a sentence together, and everybody on this panel can understand what I'm saying.
All right,
What was
what?
that?
Huh?
What?
I'm sorry, my bad. Yo, dog, come on now. Y'all know what I'll be spitting out, right?
Yeah, boy.
Okay. All right.
There was a skit way
Shit.
back in the 90s that I remember from the Tonight Show or something, and this was back before like humor, couldn't be said on the air, and it was back when Ebonics was first being floated out there as an idea, and the skit was the Ebonic Plague.
Yes, I've
And
made
so
that
you-
joke myself.
So you had this guy in this like hazmat suit or whatever, and you had all these people outside like talking jive and everything, and the guy's like, everyone just please calm down, your language will return to you, everything be okay, be okay. There'll be a hole in my suit. It was hilarious at the time. They would never even think to do something like that
No,
today, but it was
not a
fucking
chance.
hilarious.
This whole thing, the Ebonics and teaching Ebonics or making it African American vernacular English is another form of pandering. Oh, you don't have to rise to the level of everybody else. You can stay in your little mud hut and speak a little mud language, and we'll just accept it for it because you're not that intelligent, and we understand.
Yeah, it's basically saying, look, I know like proper English is like too complicated for you, so we'll just make whatever it is you speak into its own language. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
we'll just adjust.
like that, it would be like if you had like a 2-year-old and their understanding of English up to that time, and instead of continuing to teach them English, you just said, this is a new language, keep speaking it this way.
Yeah, goo goo gaga. That's essentially what it is. You're not elevating people. You're just saying, oh, we're just gonna lower the bar because you're black. And that shit pisses me off.
As Jeffrey K. Pullum says in his article, African American vernacular English is not standard English with mistakes.
It
The
is.
The most popular myth about AAVE is that it involves misuse of the copula, that it is carelessly omitted or is used in incorrect forms, like be out of ignorance.
It is.
In fact, many other languages omit the copula from sentences too. In Arabic, they would say "anta muda akir" to say that someone
Akbar?
isn't on time. Yeah, pretty much. Durka Durka Muhammad Jihad.
Muhammad Jihad Allah.
But the direct translation isn't "you are late," it's "you late." Similar to how an AAVE speaker may say that same sentiment. However,
Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute. We just went back to the previous comment. It's in another language. It does not count. A direct parallel cannot be made because it's not fucking English.
no. So if we had to talk to people who speak Arabic, Tyr, you would have an easier time doing it.
Somehow I would, apparently. I don't know. I mean, they don't use copulas. Apparently black people don't use copulas.
I think the obvious solution is we get Obama to be the translator because he should be able to speak both.
Yeah.
He
Don't
should
you
be
know
able
that
to.
melanin inhabits the language centers of the brain?
It does. Well, y'all have to remember. Y'all have to remember something. I didn't vote for Biden, and he came to my house and sucked my caramel splendor away. That's why I'm an alabaster savage.
No.
Well, maybe he'll go to your house and eat fried chicken with you, like that other family. Because because
Did
Biden
no one?
because Biden knows black people, you guys.
He got hairy legs and knows about roaches.
Did nobody think that maybe that was a bad idea?
No, it was a great idea. It was just poorly executed.
But they were just eating fried chicken, talking about how they play basketball. What's the big deal?
They had
That was
watermelon
totally-
afterwards and great drink.
You know, I thought the hot sauce thing was bad with Hillary, but my God.
Well, she'd say anything to win a vote, you know.
Okay. However, there are at least 10 exceptions to this rule. Here are a few of them. When the copula comes at the end of a phrase, it's not omitted. Couldn't nobody say where he is? Nobody can say where he is. If the copula is in the special remote present tense, as discussed earlier, she been married. If it's negated, I ain't no fool. Those who claim that AAVE always omits the copula are wrong. In fact, there are a series of rules, as with any language, that dictate when and where the copula is dropped. Even in standard English, speakers almost drop their copula. In phrases such as "I'm working" or
Wait a minute. That's not dropping the copula. It's not dropping it. You're using the copula. You're just shortening the word. I'm. That kid's running. The kid is running. You're saying it without saying the word. You're just shortening it. Motherfucker in hell.
No, it ceases to exist. No. The copula doesn't disappear entirely, but it is shortened and added to the previous word.
So we don't admit it.
AAV is a careful, rule-bound language, as complex as any other.
I hate this person.
With systemic rules and complex grammar, it may be one of the most misunderstood languages, at least in America. However,
It isn't a language.
Okay, look, I have a 1,600-day streak on Duolingo for Japanese. I don't know nearly anything about Japanese. I know next to nothing about Japanese after 1,600 days. Do you really think it would take me nearly that long to learn Ebonics?
But does
It wouldn't
Japan,
take that long.
Because I think you'd kill yourself out of disgust if you ever caught yourself talking that way.
but does Japanese have copulas?
Or Francis's or Ford's.
Or Estevez's.
Okay. However, some people still believe that African American vernacular English isn't a legitimate form of communication.
That's me.
It isn't.
When we take away the validity of a language, we strip its speakers of their power. It's time that AAVE be legitimized, respected, and validated as a real language. Because it is, and because its speakers' lives depend on it. Oh shit, you're gonna die, Tyr, if you don't speak this.
All right, wait a minute, Frosty. Do anyone know what a con language is?
No.
You know what Esperanto is?
Oh, yeah.
I know what Esperanto is purely because of Red Dwarf.
Yes. So, Esperanto is a constructed language, conlang. You know, it's not necessarily a legitimate language, but it was something created for the fucking hell of it. Like, and I bring this up because that's essentially what African American vernacular English. Someone created this shit for the fuck of it. This woman is trying to pander to the Don't speak English. Speak your made up mud hut words, and we'll just accommodate and speak for you.
Yeah, I mean, you'll die otherwise, she said.
Oh my God! I've been speaking at least semi-proper English. Let Tari say it. I'm not speaking proper English, semi-proper English for umpteen years now.
No.
I
But
think I'm doing well.
that's the trick. You've still been speaking bad enough English to fight off whatever this is that's going to kill you.
Okay.
You know who refused to use double negatives or omit copulas? George Floyd.
George Floyd, he spoke proper. He spoke the Queen's English.
Yeah, and look what happened to him. All right.
Man.
And now, with the end of the second article, comes the second game, which is for the chat only, boobs. And that is the caption contest, where I'll show a photo of a political figure or event, and the chat has to come up with a caption for it. And whichever one I like, or whichever one we like best, I'll tweet out after the show. All right, so let's see.
Yes, Rod.
This week we got a bunch of Democrats all in white at the State of the Union taking their picture.
I have something for that one. I'm going to wait till the end to say it. But writing quotes. So Cleon and Elvish would be examples of a conlang. Yes, it is a constructed language.
Let's see. Showing solidarity to their clan roots.
Fuck, BG beat me to it.
It's still before Labor Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
God damn it, BG.
I guess we've only got two.
Man, next thing you know, he's gonna sing "Staying Alive." It's so much easier to see without the hood.
God damn.
Rotten and BG are making the same joke, but I think Rotten phrased it better.
Yeah. BG kind of set it up and Rotten kind of hit it out.
Yeah.
God damn it, Rodney.
We're not getting a lot of submissions.
Maybe they're just afraid. They don't want the squad coming after them.
They've hired someone to translate their quotes into AAVE before they submit them because they want Tier to be able to understand them.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Let's see. The Puritan Box Choir has arrived.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah. All right, well, if we don't start again some more, then we're going to have to decide between like 4 of them. Okay. KKK ladies on 3 scream menopause. It's okay, we're born again Klansmen. Check out this hip new drip inspired by the original Democrats.
I like that one.
Who let the darkness in?
I only know one song by that band, but it's a decent song.
Mm-hmm.
What band?
The Darkness.
Oh.
I believe in a thing called love.
That's the one.
Who let the dogs in?
Quippers. Go back. Shot.
Did someone earn themselves a timeout?
Yeah. He never learns.
No.
Never.
All right, I'll give it a few more seconds. They've got the Klansmen, we've got the Transmen.
Deli coming out strong.
You brought the cross and matches, right? All right, I think I'll cut it off there. So, which one is your guys' favorites?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to give it to Rotten's first one. So much
Yeah,
easier
me
to see
too.
without the hood.
Yeah. All right. So, boobs, Jack.
Same.
All right. Terry.
Yeah, I mean, I was leaning between Rotten's first one or the Klansman Transman one, but if everyone else is voting for Rotten, I'll vote for that too.
All right. Scribe.
Wait,
Right.
wait a minute. Hey, Cam, really quick. You you wear a red shirt to hide blood. You wear brown pants to hide shit. What do you think these women are trying to hide? Good one, Camel.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. All right. So what were you gonna say, Scribe?
Oh, I was saying the Born Again Klansman one.
Oh, all right. Well, I think I gotta go with the C without the hood one. So looks like Rotten wins this week.
Congrats, Rodden.
Yeah.
I was going to say awfully lot of black Klansmen in that picture.
Yeah.
Hey, Camels was good too.
A bit too long, though.
Oh man, I just thought of one.
What?
The vice president is a nit. Ding.
Ding. No, he's a ding.
I think he's saying she's near. All right. And now on to our third article, which would be the name for a great sitcom.
Oh fuck.
My Racist Son.
I'd watch that.
By
What's the name of the chick?
Michelle B. Lind. Is that like a made-up name so it can look like blind?
I think it is.
Michelle B.
Especially because there's no space. Like it's B dot Lind and not B dot space Lind. So I do think it's meant to look like blind.
All right. My husband's parents, who are white, are racists.
Oh no.
His mother isn't as bad as his father, in that she doesn't refer to people of color by racial slurs, but still, they believe in the superiority of white people. I wasn't.
What
raised
is
that-
what is a racial slur today? Because last I checked, you could get in trouble for calling someone black.
What did you just call me? Hate crime, you racist.
I think for simplicity, all racial groups should be some variant of nigger. The Asians are the rice niggers, the Arabs are the sand niggers.
What are us white people?
Mountain niggas.
Yeah, I'd have to think. I think it depends on region. Like, it'd be like the Irish would be potato niggers, the Scottish would be haggis niggers.
Haggis niggas.
Yeah.
Racism will disappear once we all find our inner nigga.
Yes, exactly. That's my point.
Does this mean that the actual black people would be niggers?
No, we're nigger classic.
Yes, nigger classic.
So wait. The black people in Africa would be nigger classic.
No.
Black people in America-
No. Those are nigger
Those are starvation
original.
niggers.
No, those are original niggas. Like black people in America are nigger classic.
They're the
No. I was thinking the black people in Africa would be the classic niggers. The black people in America would be the new niggers, like the new Coke, that kind of thing.
The ones in Africa are starvation niggers. The African Americans are nigger classic.
Half breeds are nigger light.
yeah, there you go.
Now with electrolytes.
And BG, that's an excellent suggestion. Australians can be prison niggers, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
albinos are nigger zero.
Yes, that is perfect.
All right. Let's see.
God damn it.
But still, they believe in the superiority of white people. I wasn't raised that way. And so when I married into this family and decided to have a baby, I promised myself that my son would be raised to accept and respect others, regardless of the color of their skins or their beliefs. I wasn't naive enough to believe he would love everyone, but I wanted him to treat others respectfully. I frequently corrected his grandfather whenever he made a racist comment or slur, and then I would explain to my son why those comments were inappropriate, inaccurate, and or unfair. My husband would also correct his father, although not as vehemently as I would.
In other words, only if you were in the room.
Yeah.
So in other words, he didn't give two shits, and to shut you the fuck up and let him sleep in the bed, he said something to his father.
Yeah.
And probably behind your back, he went like, Dad, just let her fucking yap. Don't fight her. Now, I think I have a picture of her, and I'm not sure. It looks like her. It looks like Angela, to be honest with you, but I'm not going to say
Is this
anything.
going to be that stupid Muppet picture again?
No, it's not going to be the fucking Muppet picture. I think this is her. It looks similar enough. I could be wrong.
See, my husband has some of those racist tendencies as well, and I've worked on him for nearly 25 years to help him move past his biases. Or at least...
So in other words,
God. You sound like such an insufferable nag.
Yeah.
So in other words, you browbeat the man until he just said, babe, shut the fuck up. I get it.
How much you want to bet he just makes off-color jokes once in a while?
Yeah.
And she just does the "that's not funny" thing.
Yeah. You sound like an insufferable nag. No wonder your child rebels against you. I would want to rebel against you because you're an insufferable nag.
The funny thing is, she's probably going to make the kid more racist by imposing these ridiculous restrictions on everything he says.
You know what? People like her you're not solving racism. You're creating more races. And you're the Black Lives had the opposite of the Black Lives Movement had the opposite effect. By calling everyone a monster, we're here to fight it. You made more monsters.
But you've also encouraged people to be like, well, if just by being white, I'm automatically racist.
I'm just going to be a racist.
Reason to not be like, I could be as non-racist as I want. You'll still call me one. So why not be one? Like, what difference does it make?
I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. So why do I want to be on your side when you're calling me a monster? I'll be on their side when they just accept me for who the fuck I am. So if that makes me a racist, motherfucker, I'm a racist then. And I totally
I'm at the point where I just say, yeah, I'm a racist. Yeah.
I'm a racist.
You wanna know the funny thing? You would think that she would realize, I've been working on this with this man for 25 years. She might think, maybe my instruction isn't that useful.
or maybe he doesn't care.
I remember there was in the very first TEDx video I ever did, there was a story the guy was talking about. The speaker, oh God, what was his name? Oh, I suddenly forget it. But anyway, he was telling a story about how as a kid, he was over at an elderly friend of his father's, and this elderly friend had been a veteran of the Korean War. And the speaker was, I believe he was half white, half Filipino. And so while I believe it was Filipino. Anyway, so he's at the house for Thanksgiving or something, hosted by this Korean War veteran, and his father was also a veteran, not of the same wars, but they were exchanging stories about combat or whatever. And the Korean War veteran kept referring to the enemy as goo-goos, which is sort of like akin to gooks. And so our speaker was, he was prepared for this in his teenage years. He was gonna tell this old man off for being a terrible, terrible racist and everything else. And I'm thinking and I think I even put in the video, I was like, yeah, that's going to be a good look. You're a guest at another man's home who's having you in for a meal with him. He's talking war stories and referring to the enemy in a derogatory way, swapping war stories, and you're going to bitch this man out in his own home. Good luck. And he didn't. He didn't do it. He ended up saying that he ended up not doing it. He didn't have the courage or something at the time or whatever, but he sure would have if he had his druthers or something. And I was like, there's a certain point at which if someone is going to be a way that they are, you either have to accept that that's the way that they are, or you just don't associate with them anymore. You know, and some people, and admittedly, yeah, I mean, if I was dating somebody, and briefly I did, who was a raging racist, I'd be like, yeah, I don't want to be around you. I don't, something about that just doesn't click with me very well. So if this lady's putting up with this guy for 25 years, okay, then it must not be that big of a deal, and get over it. You know, you can be against something, but you can't think to yourself you're going to change people's hearts and minds all the time if they don't want to be. You know, we had that the story of that one guy, I forget what his name was, but he's very famous for making friends with Ku Klux Klan members, and he himself is black.
There was something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes. And so he made friends with like a grand wizard or something, and he eventually turned this guy around to completely leaving the KKK and everything else. I mean, some people can be changed. Some people can have their minds changed and everything else. And if that's your purpose is to try to make bridges and everything. But 25 years and it's not working, just, okay, divorce the guy. They're married, right? Am I forgetting the whole thing? Yeah. Either divorce the guy or just, roll your eyes and put up with it. One of the two.
I like to think that. I like to think that on weekends he puts a burning cross in the front yard.
just to piss her off. But it can't. All right, so there has to be something that made you fall in love with this man and overlook that, and you're trying to, and it can't be that, like you said, it can't be that bad because you're still with him. You know, you still put up with his family. You know, quit your bitching. It's probably I'm pretty sure the grandfather used the terms like colored people. You know, coloreds.
Which is perfectly fine today, amazingly enough, which really always pisses me off. We've regressed to the point now where we have to.
Oh no! It's not. It's
people of color. Sorry, people of color. Yeah.
Wait, but what if we say
six of one thing, half a dozen of the other?
What if we say he been colored? Would that be okay?
There you go.
Exactly.
No, that means he be down at the hairdresser getting his locks done.
All right, could someone clip Black Scribe?
No!
Will it forge? Clip it, Will.
Scribe Dark.
Dark Scribe.
Hey, I got non-author Dark. That's my channel that I haven't posted anything to in years, but that's my secondary channel.
Yes.
I'm not stupid, though. I know everyone has some racist beliefs in them, myself included. I, however, don't verbalize my feelings, and I work hard to overcome my biases. I read widely, listen to a variety of music, and try my hardest to keep an open mind.
I just love the idea that this woman is sitting there listening to rap thinking, I fucking hate this, but if I don't listen to it, I'm a racist.
Wait a minute. I like the notion that she is virtue signaling in her fucking article. Oh, I'm one of the good white people. I listen to rap and I read Toni Morrison and I read Quan Mills.
I've got bad news for her. There are no good white people. According to this ideology, they do not exist.
No. There are well-meaning white people. There are well-meaning. I mean, they'll never be perfect. They'll never be good, but they're well-meaning. It's like being an ally. You're never really a friend, but just close enough where you can be a subservient.
Right. They still don't think of them as good. Then you're not a good white person. You're a tolerable white person. Yeah. You haven't ascended to humanhood. But we can put up with you if you.
Like you can put up with them living next door, but you are not letting them date your daughter.
Yes.
I like to imagine her like listening to Wet Ass Pussy and being like, "Wow, I get black people now."
Hello, sister girl. Do you have a WAP?
My son went to school.
I do think it's funny also, WAP is a slur for Italians.
My son went to schools with children from different ethnicities and family structures, including a girl who had two moms. We talked about how families all look differently, and two moms or two dads or grandparents instead of parents was how some families were structured. He always seemed to understand that people are all different, and we have to understand our differences as well as our similarities in order to get along. But now he's racist.
No, we don't.
But now he's racist.
That goddamn hormonal teenager boy, he would listen to his father talk about how those coloreds have, taken his job because they took our jobs from us. Mm-hmm.
He believes in his white supremacy. Although I don't believe he's joined some sort of white nationalist group, at least in person. He believes white people are oppressed. That's not the same as believing they're superior.
No.
Right.
I first found this out when he started carrying a bat in his vehicle to protect himself against those who hate white people.
How dare he?
Wait a minute, I got one better for you. So I'm going to assume he lives in a general area that has a predominantly black population that is rather militant and aggressive and like to attack people that don't look like them on the basis that, oh, you're white, you're easy prey.
He just goes around like curb stomping people like in American History X.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. It gets me. How can you look at information and you come to a totally wrong conclusion? You white people being attacked by, let's say, dark-skinned people, and your son is carrying around a bat. Oh, he's a white nationalist. No, he wants to protect himself in his things.
Okay. I didn't respond appropriately, I know, telling him that was dumb. Now he carries a gun with him to protect him against non-white people.
I approve.
Big X to doubt that he actually said non-white people. He listens to racist...
No, he said criminals, and she interpreted that as non-white people.
But I just like, he actually listened to her. She said, carrying a bat with you to protect yourself against black people is dumb. He's like, you're right, I need a gun.
Exactly. I approve of this kid. You raised a smart kid. It must have been all his father, because you's a dumb bitch.
He listens to racist country singers, and he wears Punisher symbols on his clothes.
I have a Punisher ring. I got a ring with all little Punisher skulls around it.
Yeah, I have a Punisher.
Wait a minute. Do you have old Punisher or that new woke Punisher?
It's old school Punisher. It's not the.
Okay.
It's not. I mean, there are different iterations of the symbol that I like just fine, but like 90s sort of like right angles and round top. Old Punisher symbol is probably the best one. My favorite.
Okay. Because I thought you got
wanting to
Cup
believe
Punisher.
Scribe will punish your ring.
Oh my.
He also has 2 Punisher stickers on his vehicle, which, regardless of what others say, I see as symbols of white supremacy.
Of course.
Regardless of what other people say.
Yeah, white supremacy. There was. How many times the Punisher's gone up against the KKK or other such organizations before and mowed them down. Yeah. I remember. I'm gonna have to split here in a couple minutes, but 90s Punisher. I tell you what, some of the stuff that they covered in those issues on the regular newsstand would be graphic novel territory today, because in a regular issue of Punisher, it was somewhere in the range of like, I want to say issue 35 through like 45 or something. In one issue, he infiltrated a private boys military academy to take down a child pornography ring. And this is in the comic book. Like, there's it's just a regular old comic book off the shelf kind of thing, not a graphic novel. And then there was a very controversial one where the cover of the comic is the Punisher sort of like falling back against a burning American flag and shooting at whoever is trying to attack the flag. And the story has to do with a protester who is black, because that's relevant for the story. He's like a rapper protester who's burning the American flag in the middle of town as a matter of protest. The Punisher shows up and he's pissed off, of course, because he's a veteran. But ultimately, he defends this guy from a bunch of KKK guys trying to kill him, because A, KKK guys, and B, even though he hates the fact that this kid is burning the American flag, he also understands the importance of free speech. At least from the Punisher's point of view. So he's not doing it all because he's happy about it, but because ultimately it's like, well, and the Punisher is totally a symbol of white supremacy. Anybody who thinks that has absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Just wanted to say.
And do you think you could stay like an extra 15 minutes or so? Because we have one more game coming up.
I honestly can't. I'm sorry. I'm up against a scheduling thing with a friend of mine. I got to go.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, sorry. What's the game?
That would be Poe or No Gender Edition.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
But you should-
Somehow you have to survive without me on that one.
Scribe, you disappoint me. It's the best game of the
I
night.
know.
No, it's not. Worst game ever.
It is the
I
best.
apologize. But I appreciate you having me on. I hope everybody enjoyed my portion of the show for whatever that's worth. And
Always a pleasure.
Yep, nice talking to you guys.
See you later.
Let's
Scott.
see. Yep, and you want to? Anybody here? Is anybody here not already a member of the Discord? Because I can throw out a Discord link if anybody wants to be.
I'm pretty sure no one here isn't.
You can. Throw
I'd be
it in chat
surprised
if
if-
you. you can
I'd be
throw it in
surprised,
chat
but
if you
just-
want.
Yeah, just in case anybody isn't already, there you go. Just click on that and just say Frosted Glass, and I'll know that you're coming from this show. That's my bot protection for people to try to join the Discord. It's like, well, if you don't have the code word, you don't have the secret word, you're in trouble. But you guys have a good rest of your Friday night, and everybody have a good weekend. And I'll be, I think I'm on tomorrow afternoonish. I don't know exact time, but on Pop Culture Minefield, I'm supposed to be a panelist talking about the Sci-Fi Channel Dune miniseries from the early 2000s as compared to the new version that fans of the story don't really like that much, which I don't. But either way,
Finally, somebody agrees.
But
yeah,
Thanks for coming on, Scribe.
Yep. Thanks for having me on, guys, and I'll see you in the proverbial funny papers.
Oh,
See ya.
See you later, Scribe.
Bye.
Later, Scribe.
Oh, what's this? He's back already. Scribe. I thought you had to go. What are you doing here?
Change of plans.
Did something happen to your voice? Or,
That is a
Yeah, I think
single-
I'm starting to come down with something.
Can I ask a question, Scribe? Can I ask you to do an impression of Ben Shapiro?
I'm not up to it tonight.
Well, thank you, Scribe. It's great to have you back. I don't know who that other guy was.
I'm glad you changed your mind. All right. When protests happened over George Floyd's death and Black Lives Matter was at the forefront of our minds, my son would say all lives matter and blue lives matter.
Yes, because all life fucking matters. It to denigrate. Oh, how does fucking Black Lives Matter not believe in Black lives? When Black people take Black lives, there are fucking crickets. Nowhere to be heard. 0 words about it. White guy takes a Black life. Call the police. Benjamin Crump.
Clan
No,
only
don't call the
thing
police.
you've-
Calling the police is racist.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
You know, I probably wouldn't agree with all of your son's views, but that being said, the big distinction between you and him is that your son doesn't sound totally retarded.
No, her son doesn't sound like he's drank the Kool-Aid and he can think for himself. Exactly, Keith.
Clan members are notorious for thinking that all lives matter. He completely missed the point. Black Lives Matter isn't saying no one else's lives matter, but that black lives also matter. In other words, all lives matter.
Is it all lives consumed in it all life, which means all encompassing everything that is a life matters. That means Black lives.
Well, no, actually, if you think about it, they're basically saying that Black people aren't people. If all lives matter doesn't include Black people, they are saying Black people are not people.
No, they say Black lives aren't life. They're undead. Oh my God.
Well, you are undead, so I guess that makes sense.
Let's see.
That makes a lot of sense.
The U.S. has seen case after case of black adults and children gunned down by police officers.
And they probably fucking deserved it.
It's so frequent that we know every single name of every single instance for the last 50 years, and the list isn't that long.
And we still can't find Angola on a map.
I know, man.
More black men and youths are jailed in comparison to white men and youths for similar crimes.
Hey, hold on. Terry, would you do the honors?
Of quoting Ben Shapiro?
No, even though they make up 50. Go ahead.
Oh, the 1350, yeah. Despite being only 13% of the population, they commit 50% of the violent crime. And
Thank you.
Technically, that's not even accurate because it's the black men. So it's more like 6 to 7% committing.
Even
50%.
less, Cherry, because it's the black men from only a specific age bracket, so it's only about 3%.
Well, there you go.
So
but 350 doesn't have the same ring as 1350.
But then it becomes
Yeah.
350.
Honestly, though, I am just sick to death of this conversation. How many years now have we been talking about all lives matter? The point has been so utterly driven into the fucking ground. I can't even stand listening to it anymore. This person's obviously totally disconnected from reality.
No,
That's
it's not
all
that
there
they're
is to
disconnected
it.
from reality. No, I don't believe she just. I believe she's drank the Kool-Aid. She has white guilt. She believes that somehow she is inherently bad or evil because I had a good life. Life dealt me a pretty decent hand. Well, that's what fucking life does. It deals people great hands. It deals people shitty hands, and you got to play the cards you're dealt.
Yeah,
Some people play them well.
I think Ben Shapiro had it exactly right. I mean, I forget who he was arguing with, but someone brought up the high arrest rate of black people, and he's like, "Well, there's more men in prison as well. Is the legal system biased against men?" And he's like, "Well, no, because more men commit crime." He's like, exactly.
Yeah.
So follow that logical through line.
Yeah.
One of my favorites on that police interactions and everything is they were making a big deal, and they did one study in New Jersey. It's like traffic stops are racist. Basically, their study was we're trying to get the result that traffic stops are racist, so we reached that conclusion. Another group did a separate study and determined that the decision to pull the driver over was made in the vast majority of cases before the officer could possibly have identified anything about the driver.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
that's
And
racism.
it was purely they got pulled over more because they violated more.
No,
I got one better for you.
It's radar, where the ray is short for racist.
Well, no, it's literally the radar gun clocked them at going even before they could see him. Your speed, like 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty sure traffic stops are literally either speeding or like a tail light out. Something you can control. And the machine pulled you over for speeding, and the officer saw that your car had something wrong with it, and you need to fucking stop. You ran a red light or something.
Because he's racist. His radar, aka racist star, picked up that even though he couldn't see that it was a black or Mexican or whatever, he could tell.
And 9 times out of 10, go ahead.
Cops can smell melanin like 2 miles
I
away.
think that might be the case.
I knew it. No, but like 9 times out of 10. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and I think I'll get some agreement from Terry on this. There's a specific the cops and the radar both realize one simple fact:
Black people are thugs.
Terry, why
Niggas be criminal and shit.
All right.
I would just like to point out, Kiever Dam, I was recently pulled over for not moving over and slowing down due to a cop car being on the curb, as well as my license plate being almost unreadable. Well, you know what that means, Kiever Dam? It means that you're black.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I can't lust after Kiva Dam because she's black. The fuck, man.
So that's why she can sing well.
There you go. It all makes
I don't like black women. God.
Yeah.
Let's He also does not understand that blue lives can go home and remove their uniforms, assuming an ordinary appearance. Black people, for example, cannot go home and remove their skin color.
But what about the Smurfs?
If they tried really hard, I bet they could.
What about me? What about me? Again, Biden came to my house. He smacked me around a few times and stole my caramel Splendor.
No. But Michael Jackson, he totally got rid of his black skin.
Yeah.
You're right, he did.
His most appalling action, in my mind, is his unwavering support for Donald Trump.
Oh God, there it is. There it is. That's the reason why your son's a racist. Because he doesn't agree with the Democrat. He doesn't drink the Kool-Aid. You're a bitch. Fuck off, lady.
So in her mind, supporting Donald Trump is worse than having a gun, especially for blacks.
Is that a black gun?
That's good to know. All right.
Priorities.
Donald Trump, who I see as a true white supremacist. My son's beliefs align with Trump's, and that scares me more than anything else he does.
What does your son believe?
In life,
Pull yourself up by what?
Hey, yeah, Trump, who had black unemployment down to record lows. He hates the blacks.
Who gave a lot to the HBCUs?
Well, hold on now. Has the author actually expressed anything that her son believes, or has she basically poked at a whole bunch of superficial shit?
Poked at a whole bunch of superficial shit.
It sounds to me as though she doesn't actually know what Donald Trump believes or what her son believes, for that matter.
I would like to point out two very important facts. One, Donald Trump, there are pictures if Donald Trump is such a mega racist and he hates the black people, why are there pictures of him hugging up on three of the most fucking insane racist motherfuckers? Jesse Jackson and fucking Al Sharpton at one point. All of them hugging up on each other. And then, listen, you ever hear Mike Tyson's story about how when he was down and out because of that Robin Givens shit, the only person in his corner is fucking Donald Trump? Doesn't sound like that. Sounds very racist to me. I think just he hates black people clearly.
And I love how they show like the clips of him, giving speeches at rallies with like lots of black people there, and he'll like make jokes like, oh, the lights are so bright, I can only see the black people, and like everybody laughs, but the media is like, oh, that's so racist. Like it just comes off as like he doesn't feel uncomfortable around black people. He's able to make jokes and stuff.
Unlike Biden, remember when he was in the church and he was just stiff as a board?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only say Trump was never, ever accused of racism or anything like that until immediately after he announced his candidacy for the 2016 election. Then all of a sudden he went from media darling, great person to evil white racist. No evil orange racist.
Yeah.
Everybody, if you were a New York rapper, if you were a prominent rapper from New York, you mentioned Donald Trump in damn near everything you did. I want to be Trump. I want to have Trump money. You know what? I'll be partying with Trump, so I know I made it. Y'all blew him up as a figure.
Like if you're able to joke around with black people like that, then you're probably not like racist. You're just comfortable around them. Yeah, it's like how I always say that if one of your guy friends is not willing to call you a fag, he's not really your friend.
Fucking faggot.
Yeah.
What a fag.
Moonshock has a lot of friends, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Man, everybody is his friend. Trump has done his best to stigmatize immigrants with darker skin, especially from Latin America. His quest to seal the U.S. border with Mexico was his predominant platform when he ran for president, and my son agrees with him.
Wow, I like this kid already. Where do I sign up for his newsletter?
Yeah. He's racist against illegal people. I've tried explaining...
Illegal isn't a race.
No, it is. Since 2016, it's been a race.
Yeah, just like the Arabs are.
I've tried explaining to my son, a non-reader who does no research. Oh, he does take after you. That Latin Americans, particularly from Central America, are fleeing horrific conditions imposed by their governments and military.
Wait a minute, hold on. That's not entirely true. If you go, all right, so we'll say Venezuela. I'm pretty sure. Now I could be wrong. You know, I failed geography. I can't tell you where Angola is on the map, but I'm pretty sure between America and Venezuela are a shit ton of other countries. There's a whole swath of land belonging to a shit ton of other people.
I think you're missing the biggest problem of all.
What?
He's a non-reader. We can't go to the moon yet.
Oh, god damn it. Shit. Oh, man.
Son of a bitch.
I want to go to the moon.
Scrap the mission.
Yeah.
I mean, they've only got to go through Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, and Mexico.
I
Yeah.
thought you were doing the song from Animaniacs for a second.
United States,
see?
Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, see,
Yes.
they have no choice.
Again, all Mexicans.
He doesn't buy it. Instead, he's decided to go with the "they're coming to take our jobs" argument, which is such a fallacy. In other words, it's not untrue. However,
There's only two possibilities. They're coming to take our jobs, or they're coming to take taxpayer handouts without working. There's no third option.
No, they're coming here to do literally nothing and just stand around.
yeah, they're just
suck
They'll
up
freeload off the taxpayers.
they're just gonna live off the land like pioneers.
They're gonna be like wild animals. They'll graze on the grasses of America's plainland.
Man, I want to see like a BBC nature documentary about Mexicans.
And you watch the wild Mexican as he forages for food for his family of 82.
They sometimes entertain themselves with this activity involving a donkey.
It is called a piñata.
Oh, you see, I was going a completely different direction with that. However, he'd rather listen to Herr Trump than do some research on his own.
Wait, did the author just say that is such a fallacy and leave it at that?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a fallacy, therefore she's right. Argument over.
Wait a minute, I got a question. I got a question. I have a really quick question. How old is her son? I'm praying this kid is like 18, out of her house, and
He's like
I hope it's 6 months old.
You know, even the atheist debate me types are at least willing to list what kind of fallacy they think the other person is saying.
But you know my favorite part of
Most
this?
of the time.
But by dismissing it as a fallacy, she's committing the fallacy, which is saying that just
Fallacy.
because something is committing a fallacy, it is automatically false, which is a fallacy.
Yeah, just because something appears to be a fallacy does not at the same time make it automatically false.
Well, no, something can literally be argued from fallacious reasoning and still arrive at the correct conclusion. Like
Yeah, stop clock.
Yeah, you could say 1 + 1 = 2 because cows eat pigs. It's like, well, they don't. That's a nonsensical argument, but it is still true that 1 + 1 = 2. It doesn't matter that you used ridiculous reasoning to get there. You still arrived at a true conclusion.
Unlike the author who uses ridiculous reasoning to come to the incorrect conclusion every time.
My son desperately wants to be a blue-collar worker, which is fine, and he chooses jobs that align with his beliefs about working with his hands. But somewhere
thank you God he is an adult.
So your son basically works for a living, and that's why he has more conservative beliefs, because he actually pays taxes, unlike you, who I assume is a leech.
Well, she's listening to black music. She doesn't have time.
Yeah.
She a welfare. She's trying to be a welfare queen.
She's listening to black music even though she doesn't care for it.
But somewhere along the way, he decided that people of color pose a tremendous threat to white people.
No,
Why
no,
damn
no,
it.
that's
Something
not-
that he said?
Why can't he afford an apartment or house? illegal aliens, of course.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I agree.
Again,
they're
again,
not
the-
living on the street, lady.
Again, the race of illegal aliens.
Yeah.
Never mind that costs have skyrocketed since the Trump presidency, and
So who
particularly
was
after
president
COVID.
After Trump, I forget. Who's the one responsible for all this inflation?
No, it was all Trump.
It was all Trump. Like this should happen. Like, I mean, Trump leaves office and the inflation just magically goes up. Like, it just gets ridiculous, and it's all Trump fault somehow.
I mean, didn't you watch
we're in our 4th year of the lingering Trump effects.
Didn't you watch the State of the Union? Every bad thing's at a record low. Every good thing's at a record high.
Yeah.
And if it's all bad, it's Trump's fault.
Yeah.
No, I didn't listen to the State of the Union. If I wanted to be lied to by doddering old senile person, I'd go to the local nursing home and volunteer some time there.
Yeah, but it's fun listening to his slurs.
Mhm.
I mean, you're just listening.
Well, if I go to a Democrat nursing home, I can hear those too.
I think I
Did
did most of the
Biden-
important parts on Twitter. I don't need to actually watch it.
I watched it, and it was perfect.
Did
It was
Biden do
full
that?
retardation. Yes.
Did Biden do that weird thing he did last time where he basically said, "These are all the great things that are gonna happen under my presidency"?
He cured cancer that day, so yes.
Again.
Yes.
And also,
Well, until Moonshock is healthy, I'm not believing it.
Also, I think Biden with his slurs is closer to creating a new language than people who speak Obonics.
Yes, I think it is.
Did you say Obamics?
Yes, Obamics.
Sure, why not? Okay. Never mind that costs have skyrocketed since the Trump presidency, and particularly after COVID. Our city is struggling to find a balance between affordability and costly, particularly where living spaces are concerned. Immigrants have nothing to do with these prices. Greedy land developers and real estate agents do.
Oh, so she's one of those eat the rich landlords or evil types. I get it.
Okay,
Yeah.
look, if somebody crosses over the border, they're going to need food, and food costs money, which means they're going to have to earn money, which means they're going to need to get a job. It therefore follows that someone who crosses over illegally takes a job.
No,
And
then-
they're going to need housing, which means
Exactly.
that they take housing that could be affordable for somebody else.
now Mexicans use photosynthesis like plants. They don't need food and stuff.
The only
No,
way
they-
that the only way that they don't take food or housing is if they provide all of it themselves, which means that they are taking land, which we have with the hovel cities at the border.
I don't see a problem.
This.
So by their very presence being here on a longer than like 2-day basis, they're necessarily taking resources that would otherwise belong to Americans.
And tax dollars.
It's not even like up for debate. That's just basic facts. That's arithmetic. That's the nature of reality. To
Gunsky.
deny these things is retarded.
Gunsky, why are you being racist? These illegals need our money to survive. Not to let's ignore that there are like 20 other countries they could easily integrate into. No, America is promising them they will take care of them for free, and we should do it because we're Americans, damn it.
Now, I've been reliably informed that they contribute to our economy,
By taking shit away. Got it.
and I have no reason to question that.
I love how whenever they say, "Oh, they pay taxes too," first of all, do they? And second of all, it doesn't matter. They're here illegally.
And to pay those taxes, they have to steal somebody's identity.
Yes.
They commit to supposedly, quote unquote, pay their fair share in taxes. They commit crimes that would be hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines and years in prison if a U.S. citizen did it.
That's just how selfless they are. He also, like most Americans, doesn't understand the albatross of an immigration system. The system is defective and needs to be overhauled. Asking unaccompanied minor children who only speak their language to explain what happened to them to bring them to the U.S. is unconscionable. These same children...
it's not.
Okay, so what's worse then? A broken system or no system? Because you're advocating for no system.
And bringing unaccompanied minor children to the country in the care of adults who aren't their parents, and in many cases abuse them in various vile and ungodly ways, is itself unconscionable. And allowing a system that encourages the people that are conveying these children to the country is unconscionable. And not shooting the smugglers on site for human trafficking is unconscionable.
Yeah, so we just have to make it easier for them to get in. These same children, for example, are also supposed to represent themselves in court, even though they are barely literate in their native language. My son doesn't understand what it's like to live in a military dictatorship, or with gangs infesting every aspect of life. Isn't that the reason
So
he
you
has a
don't
gun
live
in
in
his car?
San Diego, San Francisco, or New York. Got it.
Or
That's
Chicago?
a lie. I'm pretty sure she lives in either San Francisco, New York. If he's rolling around the streets with a gun in his car for protection, he lives in one of these shitty places. Maybe he lives in fucking what's his place? Chicago. Maybe even fucking Baltimore. I don't know.
Is Chicago, he wouldn't be running around with a gun in his truck when this was written. Not easily, at least.
Maybe.
He doesn't grasp what it's like to starve or have no job prospects. Frankly, neither do I, but I read and find out about others' experiences.
Girl, your son is clearly better studied, better read, and better informed now than you have been over the entire accumulation of your life, and you really shouldn't be criticizing somebody else's reading habits.
Look, at some point, these people are going to have to, your country isn't going to get better by leaving it. You want a better country, you need to stand the fuck up and fight. And by leaving it, you're just succeeding ground to all that monstrous shit there. Maybe if you stood and fought for your homeland would be better. And this is what this kid is doing. He wants his homeland, the land he grew up on, to be the land he grew up in, and he will raise his kids in, and not a fucking third world nation.
But it would be a very nice third world nation.
I'm pretty sure this female comrade would be lined up against the wall for her views.
All the revolutionaries are the first against the wall once the leadership is taken care of.
Well, no, wait a minute. It's first it's leadership, then it's the dissenters, and then it's the revolutionaries. It's always in that order.
I am embarrassed.
Wait, really quick, because you need the revolutionaries to get the dissenters out, to find the dissenters.
Good point.
I am embarrassed to have raised a son who holds such deeply racist beliefs, and who is unwilling to listen to logic or research and find out more information. There's no point
in the immortal words of Tom MacDonald, he's ashamed of you too.
There's no point in trying to talk to him. He refuses to listen. Believe it or not, I love him. He's my son. But I'm also disgusted by how proud he is of his ignorance.
Okay, you've convinced me. I don't believe it. You don't love him.
He's not your perfect little revolutionary. He's not her perfect little revolutionary. He decided to not. I'm pretty sure his father and his grandfather taught him that mom's fucking insane. We love mom, but she's fucking crazy. Don't listen to her.
The difference being, I'm sure he loves you. You do not love him.
I'm sure this kid looked over at his dad, and his dad was like, "Get out, son, while you still can."
I've been trapped for 25 years, kid. Run.
Tell the world my
Run!
story.
It's too late for me. Yes.
Tell my story.
I'm old. I can't run as far. She knows where I live. Oh,
Alright.
God. Yes.
Well, with the end of the third game, the third article, comes the final game, and that is
Q.
Power No Gender Edition.
This is the best game that Scribe missed out on.
Yeah.
Worst game ever.
No, I'm here.
Yeah, Scribe's here. He's just got like a cold. It's messing up his voice.
Yeah, Scrabble Forge.
Where I'll give you 3 genders, 2 of which are from the LGBTIA wiki, meaning they're 100% real, and 1 I made up, and you have to figure out which one is made up. And I'll even give you a short description of each one. Alright, so let's see. Gender
Cannibalistic Wizard. Plot twist. None of them were real.
A. Gender
Please
A.
have a dog, cat, fox gender.
D&D Vamp. Xenogender related to D&D and vampires.
This was for Scribe, wasn't it?
I don't know.
He lies.
Gender B. Wait. I haven't heard from Jack in a while. Is he awake?
Yeah, he's awake. He's getting fucking tired. It's 11 a fucking clock.
Oh,
Yeah.
boom fucking who.
We're almost done. All right. Gender
No,
B.
we still got another whole article.
We got a whole article, and we got fucking Tier and Will in the fucking chat.
I don't see Will. All right.
I don't
We
see
could
him
be
at all.
We could be here for fucking ever, man.
Jack.
Well, there's Will. He's in the chat. He just spoke up.
There you
Yeah. Hey, Will.
All right. So gender B. Dark Side Phrasic.
go. No,
Gen-
God.
Gender related to the phrase the dark side of the moon.
I was hoping it'd be Dark Side Phil.
And I feel attacked.
All right. And gender C. Doily flesh. Xenogender related to doilies made from human flesh.
The fuck?
So give me a sec to start a poll for the chat so they can get it
Please
out.
let B.
Don't forget one of the options is that they're all real.
Please let B be real. Please let B be real. I think I found my new gender.
I think B is the fake one, and Frosted just needed an excuse to put Dark Side Phil as a gender.
No, it's Dark Side of the Moon.
Yes, Dark Side of the Moon. Please let B be real.
Dark side Phil gender is just gay.
It's gay life.
Dark Side Phil gender is quality entertainment.
I like watching Phil Spurg out. I wouldn't watch his actual Twitch stream or anything, but just clips here and there. The dude is funny. Not intentionally, but he's fucking hilarious.
All right, so Jack, we'll start with you. What are you going with?
I think it's B. I think that you made that one up.
Okay. Let's see. Tier.
C. Doily flesh.
Okay. Terry.
I'll go A.
All right. And Scribe.
I'm gonna go C because I want B to be true, and I am horrified at the notion of C.
All right. And what does Braniel say?
Braniel says they're all real, but then again, he has been drinking.
All right. Let's see. The chat is leaning all real with A in second.
Keegan M says Panera Braddock, which I believe is a reference to the Hammer stream that I did last time.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's just a sandwich shop if you're gay.
Braniel seems to think that you've done B before.
I don't think so.
No. If he's been drinking, he's probably just hallucinating.
We
Yeah.
have had a phrasic gender before, but not
Yeah.
this.
We had shit ton of phrasing genders.
Do you keep track of all of the genders that go into this show, Frost?
I have a notepad document on my phone called Made Up Genders, and I check off ones that I've used. Yeah, give the chat a few more seconds. Looks like they're leaning all, well, A and All Real are neck and neck.
He's pushing into the realm where he's got to have a database to track what he's using.
Yeah.
I would just like to say that doily flesh better be real and it better have an amazing fucking flag.
If it's real, it better have an amazing flag.
I'm horrified that doily flesh is real.
You know, it's
I don't
gonna be it's gonna be a shitty flag, you know that, right? It's gonna be like what, Angel Medic, where it's just like regular stripes and nothing
course it
special
is.
about it at all.
Almost none of them have good flags. They're just stripes.
Well, it'll be various shades of pinkish stripes with like a white lace doily on it.
Because they don't understand the concept of making a good flag.
All right. Well, it seems like the chat is tied between A and All Real. So let's see. The answer is
C.
C is fake.
Woo!
You suck. You bastard.
So I got a new gender. It's dark side free.
So let's look at the flags for the real ones, and this
Moon
might be
basis for the dark side phrasing. So
this might be the first week where both flags look like they have at least some effort put into them. So there's D&D Vamp,
Not bad.
and there's Dark Side Phrasic.
Ooh, send that to me. That's my new gender.
So I'm disappointed they don't have a picture of Pink Floyd on there.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so
It's such a great album cover. You have it right there.
Spittlebuggies. All these flags should be brown and red because hard butt stuffed here.
All right.
So the D&D Vamp flag looks like it was designed by a graphic design major, but they only got C's in all their classes.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than everything else.
Yeah, a lot more effort.
no
than most
boobs.
of them.
They probably got a B+ in gender studies.
All right.
It's probably not the same album. I don't know Pink Floyd's albums, but send a picture to Scribe and say, "Wish you were here."
All right, but there's more because we also have Power No Gender Edition 2 Retarded for TV,
Whoa!
Yay!
where I'll give you a gender that you guys would never think that I would make up,
A rare
But-
treat.
but is still too retarded to keep to myself. And this week's gender is Denigraphasic. I believe it's pronounced. And that is a xenogender which feels like it has lost its face/identity due to corruption or eldritch forces.
The fuck?
What
So
else
a
could it possibly mean?
horror version of Face Off. Then got it.
No, it's Cthulhu, Ken. You're related to Cthulhu, Ken.
And
Got
the flag legitimately looks like it was drawn by a serial killer.
Hey, I played this game. That's from
that is literally a picture of T.
hey. I'm scared. They're coming to find me, making pictures of me and shit.
All right.
Send that to me too.
No.
Send that one, the other one to me too.
And what are you gonna do with these?
Nothing.
It's gonna make a collage.
Masturbate.
I'm gonna make a skin suit and become a new gender.
All right.
He's
And
gonna
now-
be like the gender flag gender, and it will have a flag made of all the other gender flags.
Exactly.
And now time for our final article, which I will not give the title of.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
All right.
2 hours later.
The mountains were gone, replaced by the endless expanse of flat, dry, dusty nothing. My husband had been driving for 3 hours, but we still had 3 more to go. Our vacation was over, almost. He disobeyed GPS and turned onto a red dirt road with a sign that said cemetery. I smiled and squeezed his leg. We passed a lot of cows and a couple of houses that were so run down, it was hard to believe
Wait a
anyone
minute.
lived-
Wait a minute. Are they gonna have sex in the cemetery?
I don't know, you'll have to listen.
Oh Lord.
We passed a lot of cows and a couple of houses that were so run down it was hard to believe anyone lived in them, save for the trucks parked outside. I don't see it, my husband said, right before a tiny gap in the mesquite trees appeared. There, I said. It's way down that road you just passed.
Oh no.
It's so
Oh
private
no.
it's so
Oh
private and
no.
creepy. He put the truck in
I-
reverse. We walked around and gawked at graves, commenting on their names, dates, and high infant mortality rates. It was an old cemetery. I found slivers of flint rock, enticing me to search for arrowheads.
I
Oh,
know this is
no.
not real. I know it's not real, but please don't.
When we came to the only tree with vegetation, my husband pulled me behind it and began kissing me and playing with
I
my
knew it!
tits. I totally went down on him.
Fucking in the cemetery.
So it was go down Moses, certainly, Lord. This is happening in this story.
Oh wait, hold on. Is this going to the necrophilia thing, or is it going to like the fucking the tree thing, or
Well, let's find out together.
Yeah. I mean, there are only good things that can happen from here. The history of banging in cemeteries. As much as I'd love to claim originality for this one, cemetery sex is nothing new. In a kinky article called "Why People Have Sex in Graveyards," Andrew Watts says that prostitutes were known to do a lot of business at cemeteries during the Black Death, and that excessive amounts of cemetery sex have been reported in Naples, England, and especially on Jim Morrison's grave in France.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because fucking hippies are fucking insane.
So but that makes sense. That's why Jack the Ripper killed all those prostitutes. They were already right next to the graveyard. It was just
I mean,
It's just fucking easier.
I don't know a safer place during Black Plague times in Europe than a graveyard.
Well, they're already dead. You can't get it from the body. Wait a minute, you can.
Yeah, you go and test that for me, Tier. Yeah.
No. Look, Frosty. We're going to get a bunch of leftists and commies and tell them it's for the good of the communist nation that we test these theories out. So, got to put your dick in the microwave to get testicle cancer, and you got to fuck in a corpse filled with black death, graveyard filled with corpses full of black death. Got it.
Here they're
Hell
left.
yes.
It's just say free sex and they'll go for it.
There we go.
Hell yeah. Why do people enjoy cemetery sex?
Because they're fucking insane.
In the article,
no.
mentioned,
They're not fucking insane. They're fucking in cemeteries. Keep up, Tim.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm sorry.
In the article I mentioned, Watts tells us that people enjoy having sex in cemeteries for different reasons. Teens are known to use cemeteries because they are in short supply of love nests. Occultists do it because it makes them feel connected to the realm of the dead. Some even feel ghostly voyeurism adds to the excitement.
Oh yeah, all the ghosts are checking out the action.
Yeah. I
Yeah, because people are humping over their fucking corpse when they're trying to sleep. Yeah.
I like blowing my husband in desolate cemeteries because it's private, exciting, and taboo. And nothing
You're a
makes me
degenerate.
And nothing makes me feel more alive than the omnipresent reminder that I'm not dead.
Yeah.
I don't bang in cemeteries where my loved ones are buried. I might be a freak, but I'm not a sicko.
So let me get this straight. It's okay to fuck in a cemetery where you don't know nobody, but you don't want to fuck where your family may be buried. That is so hypocritical.
Why is cemetery sex taboo? Cemetery sex is taboo for obvious reasons. The biggest one
Why
being
did you
that
ask
many
the question, you retard?
the biggest one being that many people view the act as disrespectful to the dead. Graveyards are considered sacred places of rest. Do not disturb.
I just like why is the cemetery sex taboo? For obvious reasons.
Yeah. Banging in a cemetery could also be seen as disrespectful to the living. Imagine driving for an entire day to spend some quality time with old Grammy, but when you pull into the yard, you catch a couple with their pants down going at it like bunnies. Not cool. Also, I'm pretty sure it's illegal to have sex in a cemetery, which is why I'm calling my acts in this article fictional.
Uh-huh.
Entirely fictional. Normalized behavior that is far more offensive than cemetery sex. Pollution. Societal norms say embalming is acceptable, even preferred in many cases. To me, it's a pink elephant in the casket. A big pink chemically injected elephant, and I'm not the only one who has a problem with it. According to Drinking Grandma, a scientific article from the National Library of Medicine,
We have to read that one.
here, I'll put the link in chat.
I'll have to read that one. You know what? That's going in the show tomorrow. Thank you, Tyribot. Huh?
I said, there you go.
Alright, let's see. According to Drinking Grandma, the modern practice of embalming replaces organic blood with various toxic and carcinogenic chemicals, particularly formaldehyde. Then the embalmed body is placed underground where, despite the casket, the body's fluids will inevitably leak into the groundwater. Alternatively, the body may be burned, releasing chemicals into the air. The initial reasons for the use of embalming and the rationale given for the continuance of the practice failed to justify the potential public health and environmental risks presented by embalming.
Well,
Okay.
if you don't do embalming, you would have basically you would have to dispose of the body before you could possibly do visitation or a funeral, because otherwise you are going to have a decaying body there, full and releasing all kinds of biological elements, contagions, potential carcinogens that could cause the death of everybody at the funeral.
No. That's not why we do it. We do it because we're freaks and we want to fuck with the dead people.
Yeah, we want to release our own biological material.
Exactly. Read the art. Listen to the article. Scribe. Come on now.
Okay, that's offensive. I can hear the gasps now from fans of embalming. like there are people who just love embalming. Like they got
Yeah.
like
Wear a
fucking-
t-shirt, I heart embalming.
I'm
do me
bummed my
harder.
grandma and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
yeah.
Oh, Morticia's do it in the cemetery. That's what it says. Yeah.
All right. Where are all my embalming fans in the chat? Come on.
My embalmers. Come on now.
If you love embalming.
From fans of embalming, but I have a right to be concerned about poisoned groundwater. Everyone does.
You know what? I can guarantee that there is no way, from the way that they do it and the fact that they actually place caskets in sealed vaults underground now, there is no chance of contamination of groundwater. It can't happen.
Now, they're contaminating the groundwater, therefore, you have to fuck there.
You
It's
gotta
just
purify the groundwater by sex. With sex, yeah.
it's just
Makes sense.
logic.
And then you drink grandma.
Yeah. I have a right to be offended by superficial, illogical, widely used practices for preserving the dead when they result in negative consequences for the living.
Yeah, you can be offended by anything you like. Go.
I'm offended by the sun. Doesn't stop the sun from shining.
Your article has negative consequences for the living.
No, but seriously, like, if she wants to be offended by it, good for her. Have fun being offended. Let us know how that goes. What do I care if she's offended?
Mutilation. I remember looking at the bastardized version of my grandmother in her casket at the wake, all dolled up like she was a contestant in a beauty pageant.
And she
I
could have
hate-
been blended into a smoothie. I know.
Or
I
cooked.
hate I hated the sight. It wasn't her. It was her mutilated body. No matter
Okay,
how
so you had a dollar store mortician when you could have had better. I mean,
or you could do closed casket.
Or you could just cook the bitch and put her urn and, right there.
yeah.
No matter how talented the mortician may be, all I see is a mutilated corpse full of chemicals. Whatever happened to rest in peace?
Well, they can't.
As long as you're around, nobody's resting in peace if they have to listen to you. Forget the sex. I think you should be banned from cemeteries because nobody will rest in peace if you're talking.
Ouch!
If I wanted to look at the corpse of my loved one, I'd rather see them in their natural state, or not at all.
Oh, put me down for not at all. Not at all for me, please.
Alright. Yeah, I want it to be open casket for her, but only if I'm like horribly mutilated in some accident.
Yeah.
Just shut
Frosted, you're gonna be fucking mincemeat, barely a fucking visual. You vaguely look human. Open casket.
Once I'm
Frosted
dead,
dies in an accident that throws him through the windshield and down 100 yards of pavement for the world's worst road rash. Buried open casket, this gal required to attend.
if I want to look at the corpse of my loved one, I'd rather see them in their natural state, or not at all. Just shut the box and bury it, please. I'd rather look at photographs that celebrate them in their prime. Interception of the circle of life.
What the fuck?
I cannot-
In the circle.
I cannot
Speaking
be-
of Prime, if you have a Twitch Prime subscription, we would love to be the ones who receive it. You've got to do all the fake shilling you can.
I cannot begin to estimate how much pollution I have caused in my lifetime, and how much more I will create before I die.
So what
When
does
I-
it? So then, what difference does it make if we pump you full of chemicals when you die?
But she'll answer it. When I expire, I want to be buried in an organic canvas bag that is easily infiltrated by worms and other decomposing agents.
Just drop her in a vat of lye.
Chuck her off a fucking bridge into the sea and just let her float out there. There you go, bitch. Wow.
So this is great because, like, if the boyfriend decides to murder her, he'll have a reason to be carrying her body in a canvas sack into a graveyard.
I want to fuck her corpse one last time before I toss it over the bridge.
I've taken so much from Earth, offering mostly pollution in return, and I want to give back what little I can.
I'm pretty sure your remains will be toxic to the environment. So pass.
So y'all heard she will be the new Black Death. It will be spawned from her. That's why we got to bury her like 1 billion feet underground, so it can never come up. Put ancient runes and seals on it just to be safe. There you go.
I want my body to provide nutrients to the soil and benefit surrounding grasses that will feed the deer and rabbits I once hunted. I want to complete the circle of life. Some of you have never seen The Lion King, and it shows.
But I have seen that episode of South Park, so I basically get the idea.
The circle of poo.
That's the one.
What's more offensive? If I've offended you with this piece, that was not my intention. I intended to offer a different perspective on what's more offensive. A little harmless celebration of life among the dead, or the poisoning of groundwater, mutilation of corpses, and the refusal to give back to the earth that has endlessly given to us.
The only thing offensive about your article is your blatant stupidity, which offends all intelligent life.
Chances are I haven't changed any minds today.
Probably not.
People tend to base their beliefs on emotion, and societal norms tend to prevail despite their absurdity.
Yes, the absurd idea of not having sex in a cemetery. Huh?
Yeah. But at least I can defend freaks like me. And now the worst possible way to end an article.
No, you can't. You just think you can.
Oh, God.
As Samantha said on Sex and the City, I will not be judged by you or society as long as I can breathe and kneel.
Well,
The
stress
fuck?
and- Nobody who quotes Sex in the City could be a bad person.
Yeah.
I got a question, Frosted. What's the title of the article?
Cemetery sex. But
I do like the subheading immoral or oral.
You'd think she'd be more creative with the title, but
No.
You just read us the article. I was not thinking she'd be anywhere close to more creative.
You just read the article, and I still think she's a dumb bitch.
I mean, I put more thought into the title of this stream.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I used to work with someone with a similar name. Like, this is Katie Langston. I worked with a Catherine Langston. So in my head, I'm pretending that's her that I used to work with. She's now gone on to be a medium author, writing about the joys of cemetery sex.
Didn't someone do a song, Cemetery Sex? Cemetery Sex? Yeah, I heard it before, right? Yeah.
I don't listen to whatever kind of black music you listen to, so I can't confirm that.
It's that hibbity hop music.
Yeah.
Bust
You're
a
a racist
cap,
because you don't listen.
bust a cap,
I know,
then
I
bust a
admit it.
nut.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that's all I have for tonight, gentlemen. So, I'll take a moment to shill my co-hosts and guest. I Like Boobs has Crippers United on his channel Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern.
I would just like to say, in light of the second article this evening, that all of you guys, faggots.
Oh, I thank you. I fucking hate you too.
Jack B streaming. And let's see. Tier has his midnight show Saturdays at midnight. And this week he has Jack on.
Jack on. Jack
off.
The Jacker.
The Jacker.
he be jacking. All right. All right, and let's see, and Terry Diamantis is on Crippers United. He's on Six of Sober streams. He's on Johnny Hellcat streams. He's on Hammers and Mr. Adams Minions nights. He's on Jack's gaming streams, where they play games that aren't as good as Super Seducer.
Beat me to it.
He's on the Midnight Show. He's on pretty much everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
He's even on the corner.
Yeah,
he's,
even that.
he's having sex in a cemetery right now near you.
He's fucking an ambo.
No, I'm not.
Damn.
And a Scribe, is there anything you want to show for your friend Willett Forge?
Well, before I shill for Will, remember that I've got my Sunday streams and the TED Excellence on Thursdays, and I hear that Will has got a game stream tomorrow. He's still trying badly to accomplish through the Evil Within. So
You keep dying, don't you? He keeps dying.
you know it.
Yep. Tari would never be Tier. I know.
All right. Let's see. So, okay, I think that's it. All right. So we should be back next week at the same time, Friday, 9 Eastern. So we'll see you
Unless
guys
you have a
next week.
friend or some other commitment,
Yeah.
like an injured mother.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't ask how your mom's doing. It's my bad, my friend. How's your mom doing?
She's fine.
She's hopping along.
Yeah. Although some guy went into her room and stole her cookies, so I'm kind of mad about that.
Has she hit the
What
point of being
motherfucker
hopping
see-
mad?
What? What'd you say, Will? I mean,
That has-
Scribe.
Has she hit the point of being hopping mad?
Yeah.
Is she
Yeah,
bouncing off the walls yet?
Yeah. So if any of you people in chat are the ones who stole her cookies, give them back.
I don't care
Give
if
her
you've
back
already
her-
eaten them.
Give her back her motherfucking cookies.
It was
I don't-
Jen. I believe it was Jen. Jen looks like she steals cookies.
I don't care if you've already eaten them. You still have to give them back to Frosty.
All right. So we'll be back next week, and we'll see you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye!
Yeah.